is the brand new Galaxy Watch Ultra, Samsung's latest and greatest smartwatch, boasting the best performance, the most feature-rich experience, and the longest battery life, at least on paper. These are my real-life results from testing the Galaxy Watch for the past 2 to 3 months, from decreasing my 5K time to losing weight and beating my high score on GoToScape. Now, battery life is always a hot topic on the Galaxy Watches, and my personal experience over the past couple of months with the Galaxy Watch Ultra has been okay. With GPS, workouts, and continuous heart rate and stress tracking enabled, I've been averaging around 2.5 days with this. Now, considering all the tech packed into the Galaxy Watch Ultra, you could label this as okay, but not particularly groundbreaking. If we compare it to an older model, such as the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, for example, which has the exact same battery, it does fall short a little bit considering we used to get around 4 to 5 days out of that. So are we going backwards? Not necessarily. Now, if we do throw always on display into the mix, you're actually going to be looking at more around the 1.5 day mark in terms of battery life. From testing, I found that this feature can actually take up to 50% of your battery away from you. However, if you are looking to buy the Galaxy Watch Ultra for more casual usage, tracking some steps, checking the time, getting notifications, then you can probably push this to the 4-day mark, or 40 days if you use the rather pointless watch only mode. Now, there's also been a lot of talk about workouts absolutely rinsing the Galaxy Watch Ultra's battery, and I have to say from personal experience, I don't think this is the case. For example, I did an indoor cycle for between an hour and an hour and a half the other day. My battery life started at 87% and finished up on 82%. Now, throughout this workout, the screen was on pretty much the whole time, and it was tracking my heart rate and various other things. So all in all, I don't find that particularly worrying myself. Now, earlier on, I compared it to the Watch 5 Pro's battery life and said the Watch 5 Pro actually lasted longer, and it does, but enter the Watch Ultra's 3000 nits of brightness. In comparison to the Watch 5 Pro from a couple of years ago, that only had 1000 nits of brightness, and I have to say the extra brightness on the screen is certainly welcomed. We also do have to consider the extra RAM and more powerful processor on the Galaxy Watch Ultra. So despite battery life being a little bit disappointing both on paper and through testing, I have to say that I'm actually okay with this change considering the trade-off for extra performance and brightness, especially considering my charging routine. Speaking of charging though, this was actually an area I thought the Galaxy Watch Ultra would kind of make up some ground, but it didn't. It can actually take up to 2 hours to charge fully from 0%. However, I do personally tend to charge it in the mornings when I'm making my coffee, and I've only been putting it on for 30 to 45 minutes at a time, and that's kept me going with very few power downs since I got the Watch Ultra 2 to 3 months ago. Before we move on though, this is an urgent appeal. Ez desperately needs new hats and costumes, so please do like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Now, also on the subject of charging, another change that Samsung made to the Galaxy Watch Ultra, which also made me feel like we were going backwards just a little bit, was the fact that they actually no longer support QI charging. Now, it hasn't particularly upset me because I found a little bit of a workaround. I got this charging stand from Spigen, which actually lets you put the included charging puck in the back of it, and then you can mount your Galaxy Watch Ultra as a bedside clock. But to be honest, I actually prefer this over a wireless charger anyway, as it accommodates the watch straps a little bit better. Overall, if I'm being honest, I will say that the battery life is definitely something I want to see vast improvements on in the future from Samsung. However, equally, I will say that I've been testing this thing to its absolute max. I've been doing a lot of workouts and putting a lot of strain on it, so my battery usage may be a little bit more than yours. On the topic of workouts though, I've got to say the advanced running metrics have just been a game changer for me. Since the Galaxy Watch Ultra was released, I've actually managed to cut around 8 to 9 minutes off my 5K time. The watch breaks down your form, your pace, and even things like your stride length, so you know exactly where to improve. It's even given me personalized tips on how to optimize my running form, although admittedly that side of things is clearly not going quite as well. Anyway, it also shows you your running route, utilizing the Galaxy Watch Ultra's GPS, and your pace broken down into 1 kilometer laps, which is actually how I've been improving my time. Separate to this, there's the VO2 max. This metric alone has given me that extra push to train harder, and I'll be honest, it adds a little bit of a competitive edge to my workouts. Every time I see that VO2 number climb, I know I'm making progress, and to be honest, I just feel better about myself. Still a long way to go. it's not just about running. I've been using the body composition analysis feature on a regular basis. Sometimes the scales tell me I've gained weight, but the watch, it reassures me that it's just water weight and that I am actually reaching my goals and losing fat. This has been a huge, pretty integral mental boost for me, especially when I'm trying to hit my fat loss goal. I will say as well, the GPS has been pretty spot on as well, at least for what I need it for. I would like to compare it to, say, the Garmin Fenix 8, so if anyone does have one of them, let me know in the comment section how you're getting on. Furthermore, on the subject of workouts, another really cool thing is the recovery metrics the Galaxy Watch Ultra gives me. I'm finding myself super motivated at the moment and I just want to keep running and training, but that's actually not the most sensible idea. So the Galaxy Watch Ultra has done a really good job of keeping me in line and telling me that no, today is a rest day to prevent injury and overtraining. And Samsung Health is a great companion here as well. The ability to set realistic weight targets over specific timeframes has definitely kept me motivated. Plus the app will just straight up tell you if your goals are unrealistic, which is honestly super helpful for me. And equally as important as your workouts is your sleep. This year Samsung have brought sleep apnea detection to the Galaxy Watch Ultra, a very powerful feature and something that could be potentially life-saving. Although if you don't own a Samsung phone, you are not going to get this feature, which is something I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. Perhaps even more important though than this potentially life-saving feature, Samsung will now assign you a sleep animal. Go Team Penguin. I was really rather happy with mine, although when Samsung called my mother a moose, she wasn't best pleased. It doesn't actually do that. Anyway, the Galaxy Watch will provide you with a ton of data, including how often you snore, your light and deep sleep stages, and much, much more, which will all contribute to Samsung's brand new energy score feature. Rather interestingly though, through my personal journey with the Galaxy Watch Ultra, this is one thing that I've not been able to improve on. Samsung has done a great job of making me very aware of my bedtime routine and how much sleep I'm actually getting. It's just, I'm finding it really difficult to improve on. And this leads me on to a interesting personal observation. So despite me getting around 6 hours as an average every night, Samsung's still giving me a pretty decent energy score and sleep score. So is Samsung actually rewarding me for not getting, to be honest, anywhere near the amount of sleep that I need to get? And could that be potentially dangerous? Let me know your thoughts below. Now let's talk about design quickly. It's big, it's bold, and quite frankly, Samsung's best Galaxy Watch yet in terms of design. But there are some plastic bits on the Watch Ultra that I'm not particularly thrilled about. Don't get me wrong, the titanium body feels great on the wrist and the watch strap hasn't irritated my skin at all. But I just feel for an ultra premium smartwatch, Samsung could do a little bit better next time. With the Galaxy Watch Ultra being slightly larger than previous models, the size of it may be a little bit of a concern for wearing it for long periods of time, but to be honest, I sleep with this every day, I wear it all day. It does have a little bit of heft to it, but it's super comfortable, and that is helped by the new watch strap system. Another thing that I'm really happy with the Galaxy Watch Ultra is the 3-button setup this year. It's probably one of my favorite changes, and it just adds that extra layer of convenience to the whole Galaxy Watch experience. For example, I've got my top button set to my Google Assistant and my center button is set to a quick access workout. It's such a simple thing, but it does make all the difference to your everyday life. And customization doesn't stop there. The watch strap system, as I said, has been massively overhauled and improved. Swapping out straps is so fast that I've actually been buying quite a few third-party options just because it is that easy to change the watch straps this year. This kind of convenience with the watch strap system encourages personalization, and I really like that about the Galaxy Watch Ultra this year. Plus, alongside the watch strap system, you've got the new, larger, brighter, crisper 49mm display, so your third-party watch faces are going to look the best they've ever looked on any Galaxy Watch. Let me tell you about the durability of the Galaxy Watch Ultra, and I'm not just going to read off the spec sheet here. I actually had a real heart-stopping moment the other day. I was coming out of my car park and I smashed the Galaxy Watch Ultra on a concrete wall. I thought that was it. There's going to be a big scratch scratch or a dent there, and there was a mark, but actually the dust just blew right off. And to be honest, I was really impressed with the durability of the Galaxy Watch Ultra and how it held up in that scenario. This is likely thanks to the military standards certification, which definitely adds some peace of mind. So I would say that you can comfortably take this watch rock climbing, hiking, or even on a mud trail, for example, and you'd be absolutely fine. It is also ES-proof, tried and tested. Now, possibly my favorite upgrade of this year's Galaxy Watch Ultra is the performance, and the Galaxy Watch Ultra is just smooth, full stop. The new processor combined with a little bit more storage and extra RAM has just made the whole Galaxy Watch experience that little bit better. Switching between apps is lag-free, and even customizing watch faces seems to be noticeably faster than previous Galaxy Watches. Even third-party apps like Strava and Spotify work really well on the Galaxy Watch Ultra. On previous models of the Galaxy Watch, I found that after customizing a watch face, it'd take a couple of seconds for it to load up, but now the Galaxy Watch Ultra is an almost instantaneous experience, and you can definitely notice it. It's also worth noting that Wear OS has also gotten some solid updates. The overall fluidity of the interface makes it feel a little bit more like a natural extension of your phone rather than a separate, slower device. The app selection is also decent, though there are still some gaps compared to, say, the Apple Watch ecosystem. Bixby works well for basic commands, but I found myself using the Google Assistant more often. In fact, I've actually set that as my default. And by the way, if you are enjoying the review, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing for more tech. Moving on, something that's also given me a little bit of peace of mind, but we have always had on Galaxy Watches, is water resistant, except the Galaxy Watch Ultra has taken it that one step further this year with the first 10 ATM rating, which technically means you can take this snorkeling and diving, although I'm pretty sure Samsung said somewhere not to take it diving, not quite sure why. I know we've had waterproofing on previous Galaxy Watches, which has been tried and tested and it works well. I just feel like having a higher rating has just, like I say, given me that peace of mind, especially when going swimming, which I have, to be honest, only done a couple of times with the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Now, there's a couple of returning features and new features that set the Galaxy Watch Ultra apart from its competitors. The body composition analysis that I spoke about earlier is a huge feature for me and something that I've really come to love on the Galaxy Watches. And I will say that it actually feels a little bit more fluid and feel like Samsung have maybe put some time into refining this as well. It definitely seems a little bit more reliable in comparison to previous Galaxy Watches. Other things I like are the new hand gestures. Some we did have on previous Galaxy Watches, but we've got the new pinch gesture, which allows you to answer and dismiss calls. You've got the shake to dismiss as well. You can also customize these to do different things. For example, the knock gesture I've set up to bring up my workouts tab. We've also got things like fall detection as well, which is really great for vulnerable people. And then we've got ECG and blood pressure. Again, really nice features, and I know other watches have them, and this has been around on the Galaxy Watches for a couple of generations now, but Samsung seems to have refined it a little bit more. For example, on older Galaxy Watches with the ECG function especially, you used to have your phone open at the same time. Now, you no longer need to do that. Now, taking everything into account that I've said during this review, is the Galaxy Watch Ultra worth its price in its current state? For what it offers, advanced health tracking, its nice rugged ultra premium design and all those premium features, I'd say it is worth it, especially compared to other high-end smartwatches like the Galaxy Watch Ultra or Garmin's offerings. The Galaxy Watch Ultra offers a compelling combination of style, functionality and durability, making it a strong contender in the premium smartwatch market. I would certainly love it if Samsung could get a grip on the battery life though, and also, despite it being my favorite Galaxy Watch in terms of design yet, I think they need to get rid of the plastic bits and just go that one step further into making it the ultimate premium device. One thing I haven't mentioned is compatibility, and this is one thing that's starting to annoy me, and I hope it doesn't get worse with the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Android is meant to, at least in my eyes, always be a system that people can chop and change. You can jump from phone to phone without losing functionality. But Samsung have made some of these sleep tracking features almost exclusive to the Galaxy Watch and Samsung phones. So for example, if you are pairing your Galaxy Watch Ultra with a different Android phone, you are going to lose out on a couple of those features. Now, whether this is Samsung's fault or not, I'm not too sure. It could be down to health certification and things that we don't really understand, but it's definitely something to consider. This kind of draws my eye to the Garmin watches, for example, so just something to look out for if you don't have a Samsung phone. There is so much more to the Galaxy Watch Ultra than we've discussed in this review though, so if you do want to see some more of those hidden features, check out my 75 things to do with the new Galaxy Watch Ultra. For now, now though, I've been Alex, this has been Take It Easy, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.